Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with my review of the Legacy Zord set from Power Rangers Dino Charge. I know what you're thinking. The Dino Charge Rangers look funny today. They must need their Snickers. No, it's all decked out in Dino Charge packaging. It's released in the Dino Charge line, but these are obviously Mighty Morphin items. These are a repackaging of Zord vehicle figures that were released back in the MMPR 2010 line. If anybody doesn't remember, back between RPM and Samurai, when it looked like Power Rangers was going to be basically dead, Disney did a reversioning with some edits of MMPR Season 1, and they had a toy line to go along with it of some unique things, and they decided to repackage this because dinosaurs. I didn't pick these up at the time, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be buying them now. I only picked up a couple things from that line, so I decided, what the hell, they looked kind of neat. But so let's go ahead and go over them. There's not too much to go over. I'm actually going to start from this side with the Green Rangers here, which he's on the Saber-Tooth Tiger, which is the Yellow Rangers, which is a thing. I would have rather it either come with Yellow Ranger, or if they were going to do Green Ranger, maybe try to figure out a way to you know, make the Dragon Zord a Zoid type thing. Speaking of, these things kind of remind me of Zoids, which is kind of why I like them. But let's take a look at the figures real quick first. I'm just going to use him as the base mold for everything, for articulation and more or less the looks. This is back when we were using the 4-inch scale, which we stopped ever since Super Mega Force. We always used 5-inch before, but anyway, I will say, even though this is in the 4-inch scale, these figures, these bike figures or vehicle figures or whatever you want to call them, are still better than what we are getting currently in Dino Charge. They're not amazing, but they have more details on them. They're kind of like the bike figures used to be, like, you know, in Dino Thunder and stuff like that, where they were kind of uniquely armored. But at least it's something unique. You kind of had this weird sash thing going on, excuse me, with the power coin and some armor areas, and at least it gives it more detail, makes it feel like a more unique figure. You get some basic articulation with it. It's not meant to really be a figure, but still a lot better than what we're getting now. I still think there's something even better than this that could be done. I don't need it actually right now, but yeah, I think that it's just better than what we're getting, which is basically a flat figure with a visor. So the vehicle here is a Saber-Tooth Tiger, which I said it looks like a Zoid. It's actually kind of neat looking. I do dig the design of these, I'll say that, which is pretty much why I bought them. Each of them comes with a semi-unique feature. For Saber-Tooth Tiger, it's that it becomes a sword. You basically just flip its arms all back and then flip its tail forward, and it becomes like this sword weapon, which can sort of function almost as a roleplay dagger, but that's kind of neat, I guess. I'm not sure what its practical use is in terms of that, but yeah, that's what it does. And something I'll mention here before I forget, if you can see, there's ports here, and then there's a peg right here. These are all Zord Builder compatible. Some people forget that the Zord Builder system actually started back in MMPR 2010 and didn't become a bigger thing that they sort of advertised and made a big deal about until more recently. But that's why the Legacy Zords can use those ports, because the MMPR 2010 Megazord did have Zord Builder. So if you're a creative person and you like Zord Builder, you can take these and do whatever you want with their various ports. That sounded so bad. But I mean, in terms of customizing it with anything else from MMPR 2010 through present. But now I can put him back on there since he's not going to be needing a sword mode. But yeah, so that is that. And just get on there. And then here we have Mastodon, which I think looks pretty cool, to be honest. The figure, basically the same articulation, same look. My favorite suit is Black Ranger, so that's kind of neat. The Mastodon Zord looks pretty cool. You can move all their arms and legs around a little bit. So yeah, there's that. His little gimmick is pretty simple. You just press his button on the top and he goes, I don't know why it sounds like a horse, but yeah, that's that. I just think it looks cool design-wise. Again, Zord Builder compatible. Alright, here's Red's, which is obviously a T-Rex, but it looks more like a raptor here. It definitely looks like a weirdly, like, modernized raptor-esque version of his Zord, which I guess is kind of neat. There's a little wheel in there at the bottom. And here's his figure. But it's still pretty neat looking. As you can see, you have this tongue here. Now, it looks like they each come with them, but one of the main functionalities really comes with this is you get 4 of these things, these little discs that just say, there's the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers reversioning logo there, and then you get the little lightning bolt. And press this tongue in, it'll click, and this will sort of just, there's like little divots in there, and just kind of put it there. and when you press this button, the tongue will hit it, and that's just kind of whatever. I really don't have too much to say about that. Like, when I first got it and I saw this sticking out, I assumed if you press this, the tongue would just wag, but that's what that does. That is his unique feature. Alright, and then we have Blues here, which also, I also dig his design, but I have the most problems with him falling apart. These horns will frequently fall off, as will these pieces. They are supposed to come off, but it's just kind of annoying when I'm messing around with it and trying to use its features or just whatever, just picking it up, and stuff will pop off of it. So it's probably my least favorite of them because of that. Now its feature, I'm going to sort of show in a unique-ish way just because of that reason I just mentioned. So it wants you to take these pieces off and then just sort of put them together to make a target for its gimmick, which I guess we'll do. Just kind of set it up like that. Now its gimmick here is it wants you to take the tail off, and then you'll see there's a peg there, and pull down his mouth, and there's a little area to plug it in, and you're supposed to plug it in here and then press these buttons to fire this off. But every time I try to plug it in, I very rarely am able to actually do it, and the mouth always pops off, and it's super annoying to get back in there. So I'm just going to sort of fake it, because I don't feel like dealing with that shenanigans. But you press this, and this fires. Boom. Look at that. Amazing. And that will fall down. So the tail fires. I think that, despite the fact that Black Ranger's gimmick is the head of the Mastodon moving up and down, I think that his Triceratops is my least favorite gimmick, mainly because you just kind of have to pull things apart just to do this thing, and I think it's mainly because he falls apart, to be honest with you. That's probably why it's my least favorite. I'm just biased because of how much trouble he was giving me with that. But yeah, overall, these things are, they're okay. I mean, they're nothing spectacular. Like I said, I picked them up because I personally dig the design, and I like non-show kind of neat things like that, but they're nothing that I would say go out and go get them. I would super recommend them. If you are like me and you are into sort of those neat outside of show stuff, so I'd say it's worth giving them at least a look, but I really wouldn't recommend picking them up. If you're a Zord builder fan, they do have that, but other than that, they're recycles, but they're not terrible. I would say that I think that in a lot of ways they do succeed more at being fun Zord vehicle toys for kids than the Dino Charge line currently offers. But yeah, they're mostly a pass, but if you're into things like this, I wouldn't say that they're awful. It's a really weird recommendation. But anyway, that's about it. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangersrambles.com, and of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.